What's happening, family? Welcome back to another episode of Let Us Tell It. I'm one of your hosts, Marcus Tanksley, a.k.a. Tank, and the other host is...
Gooseby. How y'all doing?
All in the building. Anyway, fam, if it's your first time tuning in, we greatly appreciate it. This is a weekly podcast we do it's called Let Us Tell It because it's coming from two black men, two black fathers, two black husbands, two black uncles, two black brothers, family men, all of that.
Yeah, we got suggestions, topics,
Opinions.
There we go.
As Goose said, our opinion matters.
It does.
So we're going to kick it off. We're going to kick it off with something fun or whatever you want to call it. So we got some shows that we've been watching. I got some shows I've been watching or some movies, and you got shows and stuff you've been watching. Mm-hmm. We want to get people on these because they're good.
Yeah.
You want to start it off?
Can I start off with mine, the one you put me on, or is that going to be your topic?
Nah, you can bring it up.
Oh, hey, man.
Hey, I done put him on to some good stuff, man.
This show called C
is
the show for you. I'm telling you. C. S-E-E. You need to see.
Like sight.
Yes,
C.
C. I see you. This show is on Apple Plus.
Yeah.
Apple Plus.
Apple TV. Is it
Apple
different?
TV.
Is it a difference?
I think so. I want to say it is, but if it's not, just look it up. It's going to be right there. What's the star's name?
Jason Momoa.
Momoa. Man, this show.
Lisa Bonet's husband.
This show. They still married. They ain't getting no divorce.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, don't break it up. Don't type it in your phone because it's going to show up divorce.
All right. So this show is based on the world 400 years from now after let's just say COVID caused everybody to go blind, right? So everybody that caught COVID went blind, and they didn't necessarily die.
Did they go blind, or I thought something happened where everybody had to go underground and the surviving people came out blind or something, like hundreds of years later or something. I can't remember. It don't matter.
You'll find out.
Basically, sight is.
But Tank should let me tell the story. All right, there we go. All right,
you taking too long, man. Get to the meat. Get in the meat and potatoes.
400 years later, you didn't die from COVID. You just went blind, and your children came out blind. So 400 years later, everybody's blind. So now they done created a whole world of blind people. How to survive blind. All their senses are enhanced from being blind, and they have different tribes, like what's the show, Game of Thrones. They got different tribes, families, and man, they are brutal in this. It's better than 300, and I love 300. They are brutal in this show. They got, for example, I'm just give you one little thing. In their cities, the cities have ropes going down the streets, and everybody has canes. So they use their canes to rub against the rope to make lefts, right, whatever turns. That's how the ropes guide them through the city, and that's all they do. That's how they walk. And then if I call Marcus to come over here, I'll be like, "Hey, Marcus," and he follows my snap. And he be like, "Where you at, bro? Where you at?" And I'm like, "Right here, right here, right here, right." Oh, there you go. What's up, partner? That's how it works. Anyway, y'all need to see C, man.
You mind if I chime in on this
damn show? Go ahead.
So basically, sight is almost like a myth at this point because it's been so long. But yeah, the ways that they've communicated, the ways that they like survived and the ways they communicate is crazy because it's like they have like a series of like rope. Instead of sending like a letter, they send like a branch of rope, and it has got knots in it. So the knots is like braille.
Yeah,
they'll tie knots in it. So that's how they like read stuff. But there are like a few people that can see, but that's like a myth. They consider witches. Sight is evil because they feel that sight like ruined the planet. And anyway, like you said, it's tribes. This is like, it's like post-apocalyptic future. It's in the future, but it's like no technology. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real good. I imagine a lot of people have seen it by now, but if you haven't, the only reason I found it is I finished Ted Lasso.
Okay.
This was last not the season before last, so the second season, third season. No, we just finished the third season, right?
This is the third season now.
So the second season, I finished Ted Lasso, and I'm sitting there like, man, Apple TV, they doing some things. So I'm just searching around, like, just curious of what kind of network and what kind of shows they have on Apple. And then I was like, what is this? And then I see my boy Jason. I'm a fan of Jason Momoa. I'm like, man, what is this? So I push play. When I tell you the first 15 minutes of the first episode had my sphincter clenched tight.
You gonna be stuck.
Because these people going to war with each other. Like
literally, and they cannot see.
It's dope though. It's a dope concept.
Yeah, it's
there's another show. You done with that one?
Yeah.
There's another show that I started watching. I thought it was a movie when I first started watching it on Amazon, right? It's got Chris Pratt in it. And I thought it was a movie. It's called The Terminal List. And I'm sitting there watching it, and it's good.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's good, right? I'm all into this. And when it goes off, I am pissed. Because I'm like, where's the closure at? Like, how you gonna end the movie? And then it says next episode. Blew my mind. It's a series.
It's a series.
I think it's like 8 episodes. Something like, I could be wrong. I think it's like 8 episodes. But it's called The Terminal List. And when I tell you, it's almost like a Punisher, like the Punisher.
I'm trying to look
a little bit because the reason I like it is, usually in movies, somebody, it's always a thing of, saying they killed my brother, killed my family or my team over when we was over in war, and they get revenge, and it's always like a headshot. You know what I'm saying? Now, he does revenge the real way. It's like, I'm talking about brutal. It ain't just no easy hit. Now, you are going to suffer and regret everything that you've done to this man. But it's an interesting concept, interesting movie called The Terminal List. And what's crazy is he's, I can't remember, does he have a head injury? Something's wrong to where the timeline, you're not sure which timeline you in as far as if something actually happened or if it's a figment of his imagination, because he does have like something going on with his head. I don't want to give too much detail, but the show is ridiculous. The Terminal List is, I think it was 8 episodes. It's something like that. But the first, it feels like a movie. Every single episode feels like, because I think it's like an hour long. Yeah. It's like a movie. You will not be disappointed in that movie. Show,
Terminal List.
The Terminal List.
And this is on what?
Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
Amazon Prime, whatever you want to call it.
I need to start looking through those shows. It's just their interface is not
Amazon's confusing to look at.
Attractive as Netflix.
Yeah.
So you don't even feel like scrolling through the shows.
No, Amazon's confusing to look at. And the only one I stay away from is Hulu. Hulu is trash. I don't care what nobody. Hulu is the trashiest. Yeah. It's just awful. The fact that they put commercials in the middle of movies.
But you can't even like continue watching on Hulu.
I wouldn't even know.
Like,
only reason go ahead.
They don't have that tab.
Oh, like continue or previously watched or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. That's so trash. The fact that they throw, you already paying for it, and then they throw ads in the middle of shows and movies. I'm like, you can't even get. I think I was watching something random like Any Given Sunday or whatever. I'm like, why is there a commercial in the middle of the damn movie? I was so mad. I was
how
like,
they make their money,
dude. Play it before and after.
Shoot.
The only reason I was watching Hulu is because we were getting caught up on Blackish is on there. Like a lot of the NBC shows and all that's on there. And then what was that show? Wu-Tang Saga continues.
I've never watched it, but I've heard.
Oh, I love it show. Yeah, it's dope. That was on there. I think Archer was on there. So it was like I had shows that I would go watch, but even them, like why are you playing commercials like this? I can't stand it. I hate it.
Netflix is going to that though. So
you're gonna
have to pay a premium not to see.
I ain't paying nothing else. I just won't have Netflix no more. I'll download The Harder They Fall.
All those.
I'll download The Harder They Fall. I won't need Netflix no more.
Man, to be honest though, Netflix got just a whole lot of gibberish.
It does.
On their
it
network.
does. Don't accidentally start watching. So from us watching, what was that show? The Squid Games.
Mm-hmm.
All of these lip synced shows be popping up.
Yep.
Like Korean shows. I'm like, I have no interest in one. I didn't want to finish watching Squid Games, but I started it, so I had to finish it. You know what? I got so sick and tired of that that show. Okay. Oh, I got tired of that show.
I just watched that maybe 2 weeks ago because Mel kept saying, you have to see this. You have.
It starts off interesting, but by the third or fourth episode, I was like, I don't care no more.
Yeah,
everybody just died. I don't care. Yeah. There's another show. This show is old. I think the last.
Man, it's my turn. You win.
You sure?
It's my turn. Yeah, man. Mine. It's a movie, and it's an older movie, but I believe everybody hasn't seen it. It's True Story.
Is that what you believe?
That's what I believe, because my opinion matters. What I believe matters. True Story with Wesley Snipes and Kevin Hart. By far, Kevin Hart's best piece of work, I believe.
By far.
In anything he's ever been in. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's him wanting to be taken more serious.
Yeah.
In movies, and he did a good job. And Wesley Snipes, of course.
Yeah.
He's a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people overlook how good of an actor Wesley Snipes is. He's a really good, what they call character actor, method actor. I don't know. What I'm talking about. He's a good actor though. A lot of people.
He can play many roles.
He can.
In this show, he played He played the role nice. He was.
That's what it is.
He was in his pocket.
He's not on his level, but I like how he can kind of transform into, like, one of my favorite actors is Jeffrey Wright. He was in what's Jeffrey Wright? He's been in so much stuff. The one movie I always direct. All right, you seen? He played Martin Luther King. He played Muddy Waters in what's that movie with
Jeffrey Wright is a black dude?
Yeah, black dude.
I'm just gonna
he's played in a bunch of stuff. He was in the Hunger Games. Anyway, the reason I like him is because he plays a character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like he's dope.
He does everything.
Somebody I can't remember who it was. Somebody was like, why you think he's such a good actor? I'm like, the dude played Peoples in Shaft.
Yeah.
And then you thought he was a Puerto Rican man with a thick accent. And I think in the same year or the next year, he played Martin Luther King. Like, then he like Muddy Waters, all completely transformed into somebody different every single time.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
He's been in a lot. But like Wesley Snipes, I don't think he does it to that level. But he definitely he plays a character. He's not going to be him. That's why a lot of people were trying to come for Angel, because she said that how black people overrate Denzel Washington. And I'm like, the reason people can do really good Denzel Washington impersonations is because Denzel Washington is Denzel Washington. You don't go and watch Denzel Washington as Malcolm X. You go watch Denzel Washington. You go watch Malcolm X be Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Angel said something bad about Denzel.
She didn't say nothing bad. She just said she don't consider him. She said he can be overrated or something. She don't consider him like top tier in her like top 2, 3, or 4. You know, black people put him as number 1.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you got somebody like Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright could play Jim Carrey, and you would be thinking you looking at Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Where Wesley Snipes, where Denzel Washington is going to be Denzel Washington playing a, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why people can impersonate him so well, because he has that, not to say he ain't a good actor. I put him in the top 5.
His demeanor is the same in all his movies.
Yeah, he has the same demeanor. You know, every movie he's in, I'm like, and I love watching him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love watching this. But the cop from Training Day is Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying?
But it's still that stern, serious.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah. You know what you're gonna do? You believe, the dude Equalizer. They tried to kill my wife. You know what I'm saying? Who's that movie about? American Gangster? Not Ricky Ross. Not Bumpy Face. Lucas. What's his name? Yeah, Frank Lucas. It's like that's the character you gonna get. You believe every single emotion that he's going through.
Oh yeah.
You like that? I'm not taking it. I still put him in the top 5.
Now that's his ability. What was that movie he played? His son was dying in the hospital.
John Q.
Yeah, like you felt every bit of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I tell you how well he did in that movie. I refused to watch the whole movie.
Oh, dang.
Couldn't take it because
Yeah.
he's a good actor.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, like I would, in my opinion, even when you put it on the scale of transforming into a character, good acting and transforming into a character is 2 different things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't take a Ferrari and take it off road. That's
Yeah.
not what it does. So somebody else I think that completely transforms, Jamie Foxx.
Oh yeah.
The fact that he did Ray, you know what I'm saying? For him to do Ray and damn near turn into Ray Charles during that movie, you know what I'm saying? Him doing
just like him,
sound just like
everything.
him, all of that. Like the fact that that's something that he don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking that from Denzel Washington. He don't have to.
He don't have to, but he can't.
I don't think he can. Even if he could, I don't think he would ever want to. Because he was like, I'm not auditioning. They coming to me.
Yeah.
It's like, but again, you believe anything you see him going through in a movie, you believe it because he's that good of an actor. But you can't, for black folk, you can't say stuff like that because you saying that, oh, he ain't as good as this or he don't do that. How you gonna say he's trash? Didn't nobody ever say he couldn't act? Didn't nobody ever say he was trash? I just said what he does and what he doesn't do. But before we went off on that whole tangent, I was about to bring up another show that I got into. I think it was on ABC.
Go see True Story if you ain't seen True Story on Netflix.
I ain't told him that.
I'm just saying.
I
was explaining that, and then we got into your whole bit about the acting situation. You kind of took my shine a little
You
bit.
started off
Now
with go see. Make sure you watch True Story.
I was reiterating it.
You think they don't remember?
Out, man.
You and his closeout. No, so back on it's another post-apocalyptic movie, a show. It was a show called Into the Badlands on AMC.
That's dude with all the marks on him. Yeah.
Oh my God, I was in love with that movie.
Yeah.
That show.
Yeah. That went on for a minute.
It was on. I think the last season was in 2018, and I think they did 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah.
But it was they had different clans. If you into that type of thing, it was post-apocalyptic, no technology once again, but they had they had motorcycles. They fought with swords. I don't even think they had guns though. I think they just had like swords, bow and arrows and stuff.
Yeah, I think a few people had that little one-shot musket.
Oh yeah. But to me, that was a dope show. I'm into shows like that. As y'all see, I like blood and violence.
I do too.
Ain't nothing like a good shoot 'em up, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
The little love story shows, I can't.
Nah, I can't get into it.
Yeah, unless it involves blood and murder and stuff.
It's usually somebody seeking revenge.
Because Game of Thrones is crazy, but is it love? Yeah. It's almost like a little love story.
Is
but
it?
they got.
Are you watching the new one?
Hella killing. Haven't started it, but I started the Lord of the Rings.
You ain't seen Lord of the Rings?
The newest one.
Oh, they got a show?
Yeah.
I ain't know that.
See, there we go. That's my new show.
Is that good, Lord of the Rings? They got black people in it?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, dude.
Is it a prequel? Like before actually Lord of the Rings happened? That's what's happening. Like as you see Game of Thrones, it used to be black people. And then that was hundreds of years ago. Then the Game of Thrones, I call it the House of Dragons. It's actually called House of Dragons. But Game of Thrones wasn't no black people. You know, that was in the future. From the timeline goes, House of Dragons happened first.
Oh.
So you're watching. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I did watch Game of Thrones.
So a House of Dragon predates Game of Thrones. It all happened way before Game of Thrones happened. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so that's probably what
they used to have black people.
That's why they in there now. Yeah. I think this one, man,
not to say Game of Thrones had a few black people, but it wasn't a lot.
Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, I mean, you can get lost if you miss one episode or whatever. Oh, yeah. It's just a whole lot of storytelling.
I imagine that would get confusing too.
It is. So I don't know.
Both. Yeah.
I don't know where the Lord of the Rings, if this is the beginning. I want to
Oh,
say
okay.
it's the beginning because they were.
That's usually what they.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
It was like
That's usually what they do.
before
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah,
began.
yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
the movie probably closed out everything, so then there's like we can keep going if we go back in time.
Yeah. So the black guy in Game of Thrones that was he got his thing chopped off.
Uh-huh.
Him.
Oh, Worm, Grey Worm.
Whatever.
Was that his name?
He was
Grey
the
Worm?
truth in there. He was.
Yeah, he was
he
the
was
Unsullied.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
So-
He was a gangster boy.
I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, he's an elf in the Lord of the in the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
So he's another type of fighter in the
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. So I know he getting some paper.
Oh yeah, he
Both of
paid.
those.
Yeah, you.
Anyway, Lord of the Rings closed it out.
Nah, I was going back to the shows getting confusing. So I was watching Game. Me and Angel went back because everybody else was almost. We joined in watching Game of Thrones when it was on its last season. We went back and started watching from the first season.
Okay.
But which was great because I hate cliffhangers. I don't like having to wait for a week. So me and Angel would sit down every night. We get in an episode and a half, maybe 2 episodes, maybe even 3, depending on when we start. Well, it was great. And I'm like, man, you see that? So what happened is getting caught up with that. You got the Starks and all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then, the Avengers movie came out. You had Thanos and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was a third movie or show that we was watching. We had that movie, we had the show, and there was another show that we was getting caught up on. And my brain was mixing everything. I think when we went and watched, I think I did a post about it. I said, me and Angel's getting caught up on Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time I'm sitting there watching, I'm expecting, I can't remember her name. Let's say her name was Julia. Julia Stark to come out and kill Thanos. The Stark from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like,
I bet you was having old crazy dreams.
could not get. I was like, hold on, I'm confused like a mother. Like, who's about to kill who? You know what I'm saying? Iron Man gonna go attack the Lannisters or something.
Yeah. That's a lot to be doing at one time.
But yeah, Game of Thrones and
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, that would be a confusing one because it looks the same.
They do. And
They
all talk the same little
time period. Yeah.
Hello,
What
dwarf.
for what our brother
Yes.
shall do thee? Let me see. I think that's it. As far as shows that I had.
There was Ted Lasso. Did you gonna recommend that one? Is it Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso.
That's
yeah.
the one when they playing soccer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
It's on Apple. Also,
That reminds me of
that's how I found. Yeah, that's how I found C.
Ted Lasso reminds me of The Office because of how many characters they have.
They got a lot of characters.
But it's funny though. It's The Office, but they're all playing soccer. It's a Major League Soccer.
It ain't goofy like The Office, but it's like a dramedy, right?
Yeah,
like comedy dramedy.
yeah.
But comedy dramedy.
That's a
comedy.
good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one to see.
A lot of people said they didn't like this last season.
Oh,
I thought it was cool. I liked it.
I watched the first season. I ain't know there's a second season.
Yeah, second and third. Where's the second season? It's at least the second season.
Oh, I only watched the first one.
Oh yeah, you can see you got some catching up to do now.
Yeah, but see, my wife ain't got a job, right? So we starting to
If y'all don't stop
Cut.
this crap,
we starting to cut subscriptions down. You know what I'm saying? We had Amazon Prime, so that was like what $14-15 a month.
I don't know. I can't remember.
That's how it is when you got money.
No, it
like
ain't that you got money. You just find a
throw
way
it
to
away,
write it
throw
off.
it away. We had subscriptions to everything, all the digital networks. Kev on Stage Studio, that's still in the. It's still
I was
in
gonna
the
say
real
that's the
deal.
one I cut off. No, I'm just playing. I got right here on my phone.
Like, oh,
That's the first one got to go right there. I see them fools all the time.
$3.99.
No, I think that's it for the show. So, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
You got some news,
Man,
some crap that happened, went down.
Some crazy stuff. So yesterday morning, got up to a doorbell ringing, my doorbell ringing, And my neighbor's there and tells me that last night, 9 to 10 o'clock, 2 guys tried to break in her
That early
house.
in the night?
That early.
They must thought they was on. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Y'all don't even know what happened yet.
So
you didn't tell me that detail.
I didn't.
God, we would have still been out there talking about it.
The way you read, what the?
I'm thinking like
Nope.
2, 3 a.m. in the morning.
So 9 to 10 o'clock p.m., my neighbor, she has a dog, Kobe. He's nice little dog, whatever. He barks at night, but he doesn't bark like crazy,
Non-stop.
right? So he was barking crazy. So she told her husband something's happening. So he gets up, walks around the house. He gets to the side of the house where they have these trees and shrubbery or whatever, and just turns on the light, and the window is partially open. So he pulls the shades back. 2 guys trying to get inside. So they had the window open, but they had the you know how we
Like a
put the
bar.
wood or the bar in between
They
in
black
the window.
folk?
Huh?
They black folk?
No.
Oh, I thought they were just
Man.
some black folk.
But he's he works with his hands though. He's
carpenter.
Not a carpenter. The trails in the hills.
Mm-hmm.
He's the contractor that builds the trails.
Oh, he's like, okay, so is that landscaping? Is he like an architect?
Landscaping, but him and the guys
Like
go
architect, landscaper or something?
I think the architect does it, and then he
designs it. Oh, the architect designs it and he does it?
Yep. He
That's
makes
dope.
sure the trails are
I didn't know there
up
was
to par.
actually somebody that...
Man.
I knew people cleared them. I didn't know people that actually did it.
That's his job. I was like, that is so
How you-
unique.
yeah.
How do you fall into this? But anyway.
I thought people just rode their bikes and just made a trail.
Nah, he makes the trails. Anyway, 9, 10 o'clock, 2 guys tried to break in his house. They jumped the fence when he pulled back the blinds or whatever. And literally, this is my next door neighbor. So the next mailbox down, my neighbor. And I jump a gate, I'm in his backyard. You know what I'm saying? So that's hitting home. You feel me?
God dang.
Yeah, so, and this is why I love having a dog, a big dog, to where it could protect my family when I'm not at home.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, she ain't about to go down without no fight, but like using the weapon, she's hesitant on. So we got to jump on teaching her how to control, protect herself with the firearm.
Yeah, I just went to the gun range last week.
Yeah. So that happened we're recording this. That happened 2 days ago.
Damn.
Oh, and that's probably why I'm yawning today. Because,
Tired.
man, last night, well, now that's all I'm thinking about. So every little noise I hear is like, is these fools dumb enough to come
To the same neighborhood.
to the same? Yeah. Because like Tank said, when I was telling Tank, I ain't going to try to stop you. I'm going to let you come on in through the window.
Yeah, and the way it sounds is
know-
he just saw the window open and just went to pull the curtain back. If I know somebody's coming through my window, I'm waiting for him to come through.
Yeah, you about to feel something.
I'm going to be real patient.
Mm-hmm.
I might even help you a little bit. Come on up in here.
Let me move this bar.
Yeah, let me move that ball. Come on in and get good and comfortable. Oh, my God. Just
How
to
scared that'll be for
catch
them.
somebody.
Yeah. Oh, and she also said her camera.
Mm-hmm.
She's they rotated the camera because the camera kept trying to get to the motion because I guess it's certain sounds too. It'll motion to the sound.
Got you. Okay.
But it kept like getting stuck, and it seemed like they turned it to a
Probably
certain,
so.
Yeah.
Punk asses. So what I got on at my house is the security system I have. You can put the cameras on motion sensor, and it's like a wide shot. It's like 180 degrees.
Oh.
So I can turn on that motion sensor, and it lets out this extremely loud beep. Bah, 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 bah. I mean loud, and then the alert comes to my phone like motion detected in the backyard. But it don't pick up like trees. it rarely picks up the dog. Like the dog's even back there running around. It rarely, because it knows like size wise.
Oh, that's what's up.
But at night, I always make sure I turn all the motions on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one night, it did go off. I heard, and it woke me up. I could hear it off in the day. I wake up, beep, beep, beep. But then I'm laying there, because I'm like laying there in the bed listening, just trying to see if I hear anything downstairs, and I go back and I can watch the video to what made it. But something fell over in the backyard, and it just made a loud noise and picked up on it.
To help clarify the beep beep beep.
Oh, that's the gun safe.
That's the gun safe.
That's just for the pistols. You know, the pistols is right there by the bed. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be in my hand till I can get to Devastation and what's the other one? Ebony.
Devastation and Ebony.
Yeah,
that's the name of his pistols.
No, no, that's the name of the big
big
stuff.
boys. Okay,
yeah, no,
the big girls.
Negotiator and Sam Wilson Jr. is in the they the pistols.
He said beep beep beep. Dang.
But God dang, that's
yeah, man. And the issue for me is, you know, being on tour.
Speaking to you, Mike.
The issue is being on tour. I be gone some of the time, and dang, am I that low?
I be telling you, man. Could you be like, check 1 2, all right, Tank, let's go.
The issue is I be on.
You know, that's what I'm saying. People like, Tank, you too loud. When we do sound check, he is loud.
Yeah, okay. The issue is being on tour. Being on tour. So
just being away from your family,
away from the house, and for it to be that close, man, it don't get closer than that.
Nah.
So, your boy's gonna have to step up the security. That's.
Yeah, I think Kevin and him ended up getting the same thing I got.
I seen
because I was mad that they didn't give us the.
Who's mad?
Because I suggested that Kevin and Melissa, I think, were there the day that the guy came to start installing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, what's the company? He texted me like, I don't know, this was weeks and weeks later, maybe a month or two later. Like, what security system do you have? Because you can control everything from your phone. I ain't going to say the name of it because I'm going to reach out to him for a brand deal.
There we go.
You can see all the cameras on your phone. You can change the settings from your phone. You can talk to people from the door, from all the cameras and the doorbell. And it alerts, authority. Ain't like the only problem with the Ring is it's not connected to a system to alert the police.
Now they have that though.
They do have it.
They have an alarm system, a Ring.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
But this one, you like each camera, I can go and talk to people from each camera because it's got speakers and microphone on it. And so anyway, he was asking me, so I told him. So they ended up getting installed. So I called him. I was like, "Hey, wasn't I supposed to?" They was like, "Oh, your salesman was supposed to give you a code to give anybody." I said, "No, he didn't do none of that."
You're gonna get the referral fee.
Yeah, I want the referral fee.
I mean,
it ain't maybe even 100. It ain't nothing. Nothing. It's
man, salty.
Oh yeah, that's why we ain't gonna tell y'all who it is. I'm gonna reach out to him and be like, "Hey, this is what we can do." But no, it's a dope system. But yeah, stuff like that's important. That was why it was. I always had a big dog. I had to put my dog down last year because he got old. But that was always peace of mind. Mm-hmm. He was a Cane Corso. I would leave the house. I know if somebody coming in that house, they not coming through the back. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's got the back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if all else fails, if somebody come up in there and my family know they're going to be safe in the backyard if somebody do come up in that house. Even though Angel's, I do training drills with Angel on what to grab, what to do, and how. I always tell her, so if you ever pull this out, empty the clip. Yeah. Keep going until it stops shooting. Reload if you want.
Me and everybody get on that.
But no, it's important. That's why I always preach, people need guns for safety out here, anywhere really, but out here in California, that's important. And again, dog security system, you can never be too safe. Something like that, because they live in a nice neighborhood. It's quiet.
Man.
It's nice.
This was surprising.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But what the other detail you brought up is, I'm thinking this is like early morning.
No. Like
1:30, 2:30, 9 o'clock at night. That's what I was about to say. They had to think maybe they was out of town or something.
So that's what my other neighbor across the street, we were talking about yesterday. So he was basically saying, he was like, man, you have a garage, obviously, to put your cars in. But if every day you come home, you leave 7 in the morning, there's no cars in your driveway. You come home after work and you put your car in the garage.
Yeah.
Every day, all day, no one sees any activity.
Right, ever.
So
they've
it
been
looks
watching.
like
you're
not there. So, and that's what he thinks happened. Because I was like, and then my neighbor has a nice crib. Off to the side of his driveway is like an addition, and it has the RV and a race boat. So they probably saw that.
Keys. Like, we can get 2 for 1, right?
They probably saw that and was like, oh man, they got some paper. They probably really ain't here. This might be the vacation house or something. Right. So, but 9 to 10 o'clock, that's early.
That's early. You know, people still out walking their dogs.
Yeah. She was saying the dog was going crazy. Usually I hear him, but I don't know. Me and Mel might have been
busy.
Yeah.
Nobody were here.
Clapping cheeks or something.
Nah, you know what I do when Angel's out of town, and like, let's say her car or her truck ain't at the house, I park my truck in the garage just for that reason. Think that I'm gone. I'm dead serious. Please think that I'm not here.
Hey, man. This man Marcus sounds
think that I'm not here.
He is just
I
waiting.
am. Oh, I got it. Did I send you that it was a TikTok? Think y'all better leave this place. No, yeah. I'm about to catch a case. No, dude's laying down and it looked like a shoe is stomping him. And he said, and the title says, when you getting jumped, but you got a license to carry. And, and then he's like getting beat down and he looks up and smiles at the camera as the shoes kicking him.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm about to bust all y'all. This man,
but no, I do. I'm like, that's just. I'm like, you deserve it.
You have no remorse
if you catch some what's scary about that is, for me, if somebody was doing that early in the night, I would think that I would have the mentality that they are prepared to do damage to if they're getting stopped, because apparently they're not scared.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm approaching it with that mindset. Oh, they willing to kill me.
Yeah.
But guess what I'm willing to do?
There's a chance I'm going to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's that. But I do. If Angel's truck ain't there or something, I'm like, I'm parking in the garage.
You all don't do that, okay? Make sure you have visible activity at your home.
Yes. I was going to be like, nah, boy. Yeah, make sure even when I got
bust out some windows himself, put some plywood
vacant.
Up. He gonna put a sign outside vacant.
Out of town for the next week and a half.
Put all his trash out at the street.
Just set my chair up in front of the.
Put a whole bunch of trash in the mailbox. Dang, they ain't been for months.
Put big screen TV boxes out on the curb.
Oh
no! I mean,
don't do that, man.
Nah, don't do that. Don't invite danger. But I do.
Said, I'm waiting.
So because I'm like, if they see that means they've been watching my house.
That's true, and that's another thing. Me and my other neighbor was talking about. I have read that robberies are spontaneous.
Yeah.
Like, they see the opportunity, they take it.
Right.
But this is just me thinking logical. You know, if I'm going past a house and I see that it seems vacant, I'm going, this is going to be like a 2-day, 3-day thing for me where I'm like, oh, it's still vacant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's vacant. Ain't nobody living here.
Yeah.
Not, oh, it seems vacant. Let me just.
Yeah. You would think, you never know what people are going through.
That's what I'm saying. This me thinking logically from a healthy mindset.
Yeah.
Mind state. You're not, that's not, because he was talking about, they must have been staking out the house. staking out the house or staking out something is watching what's happening, so you know what's
for weeks,
going on.
I would think.
Yeah. Not 2 minutes you drive by and you just like, oh.
That late at night, if let's say they drove by, being that it's early in the night, drove by, ain't no lights on. Maybe that's what they thinking. They drive by the house, ain't no lights on. Ain't nobody sleep because it's too early, and ain't no lights on. Ain't nobody up in that house. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna give you
if
this.
they didn't see lights. I don't know.
Criminals are probably not listening to this podcast, but if you
they
are,
not.
If you are,
here you go giving advice, man.
I got some balls, man. I'll be scared as hell walking into a dark house, man, not knowing what's in there.
Look, man, my daddy put bullets in somebody when we was kids just for trying to steal our bikes.
Yeah, see,
I'm talking buy and then brag to call the police and bragged about it.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. The no remorse. I got there's 3 girls in the house.
Mm-hmm.
If you were breaking my house, bruh, I got to go all in. So
I think I told this story on here already, but I thought somebody was breaking in one of the last house we was in one night. No, our first house. Hear all this noise. I'm like, dang, somebody's trying to come up in there. So I'm literally creeping through the house, pistol in hand in my drawers. And I felt bad because I realized I was about to take somebody's life. Because I'm like, it's not going to be a negotiation. I'm about to take your life. And I remember like it was I mean, this was probably, Lil Marcus was young, so it was probably like 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. But I remember like it was yesterday, creeping through the house, listening, feeling bad, that all the thoughts going through my mind of, man, they might be desperate. They might just need food, but none of that matters right now. That was what was going through my mind. Lo and behold, it was a goddamn like raccoons under the house hitting the furnace. It was loud though. I was like, somebody trying to come up in. Angel's just in the bed, mouth wide open, snoring. Anyway, that's messed up though.
Get your alarm systems, get your weapons or whatever you need to protect yourself.
Get your guns legally registered. But I got friends that go out of town, and I will stop by their house. I got one of my homeboys. He would go out of town, and he'd be like, "Hey, you just stop by. Make sure you and I ain't gonna say their names out loud. Make sure you just go see them or whatever. Just to put your truck in the driveway and somebody see a male presence." He'd be like, "I'm gonna be out of town from this day to this date." All right, no problem. Kids out of school, we'll stop over there. Hey, what's up? What's happening?
Even how we do it. If our trash cans are out, you go like, hey, we ain't gonna be in town. Can you put them back up?
Yeah, I got your trash can.
Know. Yeah,
I sit in the driveway. I talk, walk in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Just to put a presence there. Anyway, moving on. What?
He be waiting for something.
Who, me? No, I'm just saying I walk in the backyard to like spend some time there so somebody sees a vehicle there.
Man. He's ready to shoot, boy. Anyway,
we're gonna talk about this. I know y'all done heard about it, seen it, and everything. We just gonna give our opinion on this whole Deion Sanders and Arizona. Was it Arizona State University? Prime time. My boy, prime time. Anyway, we just gonna give our opinion. We was watching. You saw the interviews for the first time.
Yeah.
Before now, before we started.
I didn't see the one with the coach.
With the other coach.
But I think prime time is he's one of those characters. He's like to me like a Mayweather, Conor McGregor type of guy that.
No, I said Arizona, Alabama. Is it Alabama State University?
Yeah. That they played?
Yeah.
That Jackson State played? Yeah. It's Alabama State.
Yeah, there it is. I think I said Arizona. My bad. Alabama.
There's no middle ground with Deion, man. You gonna love or you gonna hate this dude. He's a guy to me that can't lose. Even when he loses, you just hate that he's liked as much as he is. And then when he beats you, it's like, and that's how I think that coach felt. I love Deion. I love everything about his demeanor, everything.
The best beef was Deion Sanders and Emmitt Smith.
Oh yeah,
that was the absolute best.
Yeah.
Like that. Equally yoked and just going at it. It's like, my man, go ahead. I was just thinking, like, hold on, who did this? Oh, Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith. But anyway, the coach and Deion, well, Deion really didn't have any words. You know what I'm saying? The coach felt a certain type of way.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna let you tell it because
you trying to tell him what happened, and you don't even know what happened.
No, I know what happened, but you will explain it better than what the way I would say it. But Deion is just, he's arrogant and confident, and I think that feeds into this coach's reaction anyway. Period.
Yeah, I think it definitely plays. That's hitting the nail on the head right there. When for y'all that don't know, I imagine all y'all seen this by now, but the two teams played HBCUs. At the end of the game, coaches always come to the middle, shake hands. It's HBCU, so you expect a certain amount of respect. They come to the middle, they shake hands, and Deion goes to pull the coach in to, give him a bro hug, and the dude stiff arms Deion, like, don't bring it in here, kind of pushes him away at the chest. So Deion, like, grabs his arm, throws it off of him, and he's, like, confused, like, what was that about? So I was completely on Deion's side, like, oh, dude is salty.
Oh, yeah.
You really that mad? You lost the game, and you this mad? Mm-hmm. Really? You can't do that. You supposed to be professional. What's wrong with you? Mm-hmm. And you a head coach for HBCU, and he is too. You got to show respect.
Both black
even
coaches.
If you don't like each other, in the face of everybody else, show that respect. Get on the phone afterwards, like, look. So then I watched Deion's interview first, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. But then I saw the other coach's interview, and that's what made me side with him a little more.
Yeah,
because. So the other coach was like, what Deion said, he sold the game out. He thinks he needs to be rewarded for that. This ain't never been sold out. I sold it out. I don't know what he was doing or saying the week of this game. Of course, it's Deion, so he's going to draw attention anyway. But I don't know if he was trash talking. I don't know if he was actually being disrespectful the way the coach was saying, but it probably did come off disrespectful if it was anything outside of, you know what, it's a good team. We just going to come to play. We're going to try to come with our A game. They had a good game on with this team or last season or whatever. Because that's what they never talk. You never hear coaches talk trash. Nah. Players won't talk trash at the podium. They may, on social media or on the sidelines or on the field, but you never see that in the public eye. It's always respectful. So, again, I don't know what Deion was saying, but like I said, the week before, or what this coach heard him say that would come off disrespectful, anything outside of just the cordial,
let's have a good game.
Let's have a good game. 2, so the other coach said that Deion walked through their offensive line or whatever, walked through their team.
Their huddle,
walked through their huddle.
On their side of the field.
Yeah. So Deion said they got there late. And they didn't have time to do the whole handshake, even though he doesn't always. He said his homeboy coaches the team. They never shake hands before the game. They just get the game going and shake after. He said he does his whole run around the field in true primetime fashion. Again, that's not something a coach typically does. They run out with the team. They ain't circling the field, walking through people's teams and stuff.
Yeah.
So they got there late. Deion's team got there late, so they didn't get time to go and meet and shake hands and all of that stuff the way it's traditionally done. So, of course, that coach saw it as disrespectful.
Yep.
Which I get. And then there was other things that happened during the game. They was already getting beat and they were still playing hard. Usually if you blowing a team out or you up so much, you see there's so much time left, there's no way you cannot win. You just take a knee, let the clock run out.
Yep.
They kept playing. The reason most teams stop playing because you don't want to risk injury for no reason. So in watching the interviews and seeing the perspective of the Alabama State University's head coach, and then the stuff Deion was saying, and basically what it looked like, what it actually was versus what it looked like, perception is everything. And that's why I was like, I side with this dude because it seemed extremely disrespectful, everything Deion Sanders was doing. And Deion Sanders heard, now he did say some stuff that was out of line, like saying he's not swag and all that, like calling, I guess he called out his character a little bit, gave him his credit. He wasn't trashing him as a player. He was just saying he did disrespectful things. Deion Sanders did, which out of that coach's eyes, not knowing the background, even if you did know some of the background, was disrespectful.
Yeah.
And that would seem disrespectful to anybody, I think. On top of having to suffer a loss from this man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm saying.
So again, I was 100% on Deion's side until I saw these interviews, and now I see. And he did. Alabama's coach did apologize for, saying that the stuff that he said that was out of line, but he did stand 10 toes down on he was disrespectful.
Yeah.
But I should have set a better example for my kids. I agree.
And that's why I side with Deion, and that coach needs to suck that up.
Why do you side with Deion?
It's sports. It's sports. You're gonna have. That's what I'm saying. Deion is that Mayweather, Conor McGregor, AB, Adrian Bronner type character, to where it's not about to be a normal interaction with this person. So you have to already be mindful of that and be ready to interact with that. And the issue with the Mayweather and Deion, they're actually like good, and Deion is superb because people like this man. So you can't let this dude get up under your skin. It's gonna be hard not to. You know what I'm saying? You just got to. Dang, he got me. And that's, to me, that's how that coach should have took it. He got me, and this man don't mean no harm to you at all. This is how Deion is. Your best bet, go back to that playbook and beat him on the field, because that's how you beat. Talk all you want. Who got the W, Deion?
Yeah,
that's
yeah. I see what you're saying, but I would disagree with that because regardless of who you are, you in a specific position. You need to uphold a certain level of professionalism.
Yep.
So by him stiff arming D, I understand him not wanting to. Like, I'll shake your hand. Yeah, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna shake your hand, but don't try to pull me in. Like it's all good. Like he was saying, don't try to bro hug me after you've been disrespecting me all week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like again, I understand his frustration with that. Like again, like I don't know how Deion was advertising the game. I don't know what promotional stuff he did.
Well, he on
but
social
most
media.
likely it was outside of the character of a typical coach. Regardless of who you are, this is where you at. You know what I'm saying? It's like like LeBron James and the people that you named, they're in solitary positions. Conor McGregor's representing himself. You got Mayweather's representing himself. I mean, they got teams behind them, but that's him.
They're the name.
This head coach, you are a coach of a team. You represent an organization that typically shows respect.
Yep.
It's natural for fighters to talk trash before a fight. That hypes everybody up. Head coaches, people, even players that's on the podium, you will hardly ever hear them talking trash or it's coming off in any way. It could be two players don't like each other. Hey, LeBron James, how do you feel Paul Pierce played? You know what? He played a really good game today. He brought his A game. I just had to come out. His defense, he made it really difficult for me to do my trick. But even, they don't like each other. But it's still respectful. Like, I don't care. Prime time can be prime. Yes, I'm a huge fan of his too. But he needs to understand if you did things disrespectful, you can't expect to be met with respect if you don't be disrespecting somebody.
I think
that's king prime time right there.
I think it comes with sports.
It does come with sports, but not in the professional light. When have you ever name a time you've ever heard a coach talk trash to another about a team?
I don't follow sports like that.
Then how the hell you gonna say that coach that
I don't
territory
follow sports like that to know if that has ever
that's
happened,
on the
but
field.
I'm quite sure
On the field, it happens.
If that dude would have beat Deion, he would have gave him a bro hug.
That dude wouldn't have been disrespectful like that. He wouldn't have come off disrespectful.
What I'm saying is, if that coach would have won, he would have gave Deion.
Did you not hearing what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but
the dude, if that dude won,
he's feeling salty. He's feeling salty because he let Deion get up under his skin. So what Deion ate made him shit. And it don't work like that. No matter how I act, it shouldn't affect how you come across. As the coach representing the team, so let me show you team. That's why he apologized. Team,
no, he apologized for saying you ain't swag. You ain't this.
No. He apologized for reacting with the stiff arm too. He apologized for reacting that way. You can't.
So Deion's excuse for anything that he does because he's Deion.
No. Because, well, that's who he is. But like he said, his confidence and his demeanor, you're mad because of who I am and how I act about things or react to things. And that's affecting you now because of my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're insecure. Hold up. We going into this press conference. Let me switch up my actions to make everybody happy.
Yeah, I think
that coach need to get some calluses on his hands.
I think you confusing football and professional sports with a fighting sport, and it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Traditionally, baseball players don't talk smack about nothing. They don't say nothing to nobody. But if a baseball player or a baseball coach does start talking smack to another coach, at the end of the game, how all the players shake hands, they don't give that coach the right not to get in line and shake everybody's hand.
Pull in for a bro hug too?
Pull in for a bro hug.
That's the point I'm getting at. Like, he went out and shook the man's hand, but don't try to pull me in like, yeah, good game. Good. Get up off me. Like he said, get the hell on. Like, I'm going to shake your hand.
I still feel like sports, talking smack, shit.
Not coming from two top people.
That's all it is.
Not coming from two top people. You might do it on the field. You might even do it in passing. You might send one of your players, go over and tell them I said this. But when you're in front of everybody else, though, they don't do it for each other. They do it for the stands. They do it for the people watching. They walk to the middle and shake hands. Mm-hmm. Good game, coach, and go on about their business. He walked to the middle. He went to shake his hand. Don't try to pull me in. Yeah, all right, I am salty, but you've been disrespecting me all week. You've been disrespecting my team all week. You disrespected me on the field today. You were very unprofessional because you walked through my team and didn't have the courtesy to come say nothing to me. That is extremely unprofessional. You don't do that. Pull me in for a bro hug? No, back up.
I'm not excusing. I'm not saying Deion can do stuff because he's Deion.
You just said that earlier.
I'm just saying what I'm saying is who he is and his demeanor. So like, oh, that's old boy. You know he about to do that. Just like growing up, you had certain friends like, oh, you know who it is, and you let them pass because
growing up. When I was a boy, I did childish things.
Oh,
now I'm a grown ass man. I do grown man things.
Now you in the pool pit.
I ain't in the pool pit.
Hallelujah.
It's a fact.
Hey.
When you were growing up, you had childish ass friends that did ignorant stuff. We grown men, we in the professional, we highly paid. We represent these HBCUs. I'm a head coach of a team. I got an example to set. I ain't little Eric down the street. You do acting a fool.
You do. You have an example to set, and you should not have pushed Deion off. Yeah, you shouldn't have let them get. You shouldn't have let Deion or any other coach get to you. Good game, coach. Love you. Appreciate you.
Pull him in. Even if he's on the phone, holding his toothpaste in line too close to you. You just act respectful. You just act respectful.
If my life was if I was getting paid millions to coach or even to play a sport, that'll be a whole lot of less stress on my life.
This man over here.
I'll just tell you what it is.
Grab something that ain't yours,
hey,
and just throw it across the store just because this man's standing too close.
My wife,
he didn't even disrespect you.
My wife ain't got a job, man.
He didn't even disrespect you. He was just standing there talking on the phone. That's all he was doing. He didn't do nothing to your team.
What they got to do with
He didn't talk trash to you, and you still took his man's toothpaste.
If the people ain't seen.
See, Goose be trying to act like an old Buddhist monk over here. Like his fuse ain't just as short as mine. See, he be going through stuff. This is like, but when I flip off, it's always in the tank. Nah, man. This man over here.
When it comes to sports, though, I don't take that serious. You can talk smack in sports. It is what it is. You talking like that because it's sports.
Oh,
it's
you
a
can
game.
talk smack in sports?
Yeah.
You want to tell him a story about you grabbing that little boy and throwing him down to the ground?
What?
When you was wrestling?
You
will respect me.
That's sports.
No, you got physical with that boy. It don't matter. Hey, he's a coach and he's a coach. No. This little boy said something to Greg when they was wrestling on Greg's team. Greg manhandled this little boy. Threw him down to the ground, said, "You gonna respect me."
I didn't.
Huh?
I did not throw him on the ground.
It's a sport. No, he should be able to talk to you, and you should be able to talk to him.
No,
he didn't grab you.
It's totally different.
He didn't grab you. He said, "Nah, I ain't doing it."
Different.
You should have been like, you should have spoke to him
as a team
and
player,
use your words. You should have used your words
as a team. If you're the captain of the team,
no.
If you're the
if you're the captain of the team, you gonna respect me?
Yeah.
I'm the head coach, regardless of who you are, you gonna respect me.
If I'm under you, if I'm
equals.
No. If I'm a part of your team, if I'm one of your players, and you disrespect me, now that's a whole. If you're under my household, that's a whole different thing. And that's what he did was disrespect. It wasn't taunting or any type of if you and me grew up playing sports together, we have this understanding.
So he disrespected you, but that coach wasn't disrespected.
I don't think that coach was disrespected.
Why?
I didn't literally hear
exactly
Deion say anything disrespectful.
No,
other than
the interview, you didn't hear anything, but all the stuff that happened before the game and the week leading to. That's what he said. You were disrespectful.
This is what I wanted to say. You said from that guy's perspective, this is what he saw. So whatever from Deion's perspective, it doesn't matter.
No, it does matter.
Okay, so at that point when he instead of pushing Deion off, man, get off me, it should have been, man, bruh, I'm not gonna do this because you did this or you did that. It's not.
It wasn't gonna be all that in that quick interaction. They were walking past each other, going to shake hands, and he was pulling him in. Pow. Yeah, back up.
When had you ever seen somebody?
He stiff armed him. Deion grabbed his arm and threw it. What's up? Deion's excused because he's prime time.
It's not
he
because
is
he's
who.
prime
No,
time.
that's what you're saying. He is who he is. You got to expect stuff like that because he's prime time. You know how he is, so you got to act accordingly because that's the type of person he is. No.
What I'm saying,
I'm gonna rewind it, and
it's not because he is prime time. Well, okay, it's because he's prime time. But if he was any other coach that had a demeanor like prime time, a arrogant, confident person, you still have to accept that person for who he is. If he disrespects you and taunting you and walking through your huddles or whatever, beat him on the field. You're mad because you lost.
That might be part of it.
Mike Tyson. What's his name? Muhammad Ali would talk smack to everybody.
You're comparing fighting to a sport played on the field. These coaches ain't fighting. What I'm saying
is, after the fight, Frazier and Ali hugged each other.
Goose, this is two completely. It's like fishermen. Hey, he went over and punched him. Hey, that's all right though. It's just sports. No, that's fishing. You're comparing fighting to a sport Two people that ain't even making physical contact with each other.
I'm talking.
You're talking about the representatives.
I'm talking about.
Stop comparing fighting because you can't do that.
Okay,
You're talking about two coaches, two head coaches, professionals. Got an examples to set. You're saying that Deion is Deion. If that other coach feel disrespected, so what? Go up and hug him. He was professional enough to walk to the field and shake his hand. That's all he owes him. Don't pull me in for no hug.
If he feels like that.
This man, you sitting there what? Hold up. You coaching your daughter's softball team. You sitting on the sideline. The coaches usually go up. This coach walk through your huddle. Don't say nothing to you. Don't say nothing to you at all. He been trash talking you on social media. Goose got this trash little team over here doing this. Do I know this
man?
No.
Like Deion
you don't know
and
him.
this man?
They don't know each other like that.
Okay, well, we don't know that. Okay.
They don't. They know of each other. He said, of course, everybody knows Deion. Does all this trash talking. You don't know this man. They beat the brakes off you. End of the game, come in. Hey, man, bring it in. You going to be like, yeah, good game.
Yeah.
Lie your ass off again. Goose is lying.
If you can't be mad that you lost.
He ain't mad at the loss. He's mad at the disrespect, Goose. He said it.
I hear what he's saying. But what I'm saying is
disrespect
if the man won, if he would have won, he wouldn't have been angry.
All right. So anyway, fam, you think if he won, he would have pulled him in for a bro hug? All right.
It's just like when I told you about the parking spot. The guy was mad that I got the parking spot and he closed the door on me. And your response was like, I should have just walked in and be like, I got that parking spot though. That dude would have been like, Deion, I got that W though. That's exactly what would have happened. But Deion put the icing on the cake by beating his ass. That's what it is.
Anyway.
Point of the story is
ain't no point. Quit trying to add closure to stuff.
Don't let people get up under your skin. You understand? Because now he's apologizing.
And the other point of the story is be disrespectful because you can be.
The other coach, Joe, what's his name? Fat Joe said you could steal if you want to too.
He did, and then he got stole from. Anyway, fam, thank y'all for tuning in. It's been another episode of Let Us Tell It. I'm your host, Marcus Tanksley, a.k.a. Tank. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Marcus on the Gram, Facebook at Marcus on the Book, and TikTok at Tank Don't Talk. You can also find my beard and body butter called Man Shit, MANSHYT. You can go to manshit.com. Check that out. Goose.
You can catch me on IG at GOOLZBY, YouTube, Building with Goose, and you can buy my crew necks at underreptmerch.com. Getting cold out there, go copy one.
Y'all have a good one, fam.
Deion went wrong, man.